back to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, episode 32.
Yes.
32.
Yes.
Oh, hope everybody had a really nice weekend. Hope you guys had some good games. Hope your kids did well. Hope your parents did well. Scott, how'd your weekend go?
Well, before we get there, James, I just wanted to welcome everyone to the Crazy Hockey Dads podcast, the unfiltered podcast for hockey parents. No politics, no sugarcoating, just real talk for hockey parents in the trenches. Holmes.
I did it again.
You did it again. You didn't do it.
I didn't do it.
No, you ain't done shit.
For the second time in a row, I didn't do it. You might need to change it.
Which part?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Listen, I'll make sure to get you a box of all of it with your new phone.
And you highlighted it again.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you definitely did. Anyway, So how's it going?
Great now.
Yeah.
Now that
we're off to a bang.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
No. Weekend good?
The weekend was mixed.
The weekend.
Overall it was good, but speaking specifically about hockey,
right?
We lost one on Saturday morning, which was
yes, you did.
A true unraveling.
Isn't it terrible when that happens?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
like the wheels just fall off at one point in the game, and then everything just doesn't go right from then on. It's the worst.
Well,
worst feeling.
So there was some really good takeaways. I was really impressed with the team's passing. It was like all of a sudden
before the meltdown.
Yeah, so the score should have been more than 1-0 going into the third period.
1-0 you guys.
Us.
Okay,
correct.
Right.
And then we didn't manage to put more pucks in the net, which was
always,
unfortunate.
Always dangerous.
But the team was passing well, and I was like, it was honestly like a light switch went off a little bit, and I felt like I watched a lot more individual hockey up until this past Saturday, and then all of a sudden there was like more north to south passing.
Okay.
There was more like spreading the play in the neutral zone. Now again,
all right.
Listen, there's still plenty to work on, no doubt, but
things are still new.
It was for me. It was noticeable that
there
was a difference, and that was great to see. Even though that the score was like 1-0, and then we had some defensive lapses. And the puck went in the net a little too easily.
Right.
Which can happen.
Sometimes.
It happens.
Yes, it does.
But after a strong performance and the goal, for the most part, our goalies played really well.
Okay.
Which was also good to see. But then the wheels fell off, and that happens, and it was annoying. But hey, it happens to the best of us.
It does.
But this was kind of spectacular.
Those are always fun. Was the coach freaking out?
No, I think Otto said that they couldn't even talk.
The coaches.
Not literally. Otto more or less said they were kind of speechless. I'm sure they said words.
I'm sure they did.
And Otto has a very tough time remembering anything the coaches tell him.
So does Dominic, by the way.
I go, what did the coaches tell you on the bench?
He's like, I don't know. I don't know.
What did they say after the game? I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, you just got out of the locker room,
dude. Like, what coach in the locker room? I don't know. I can't remember.
What do you mean you don't...
Dominic does it too, so I get it. Yeah, that's rough, dude.
Yeah,
that was
rough.
Saturday?
That was Saturday, but then they bounced back hardcore on Sunday.
And you guys got a W?
A 10-2 W.
Ooh, that's a big W.
After losing 4-1 in the last 3 minutes on Saturday.
Okay. Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
It was like the last 3 minutes, 4 goals, like 2 goals the same shift. It was brutal.
No timeout?
They were scoring too quickly.
It didn't matter.
You couldn't even call a timeout that quick.
Gotcha.
But then they came back on Sunday, had a big W.
Okay.
And that so that was nice. Yeah, that was good. I didn't make it to the game on Sunday. I was at my daughter's soccer game.
Okay.
You can't even call that soccer. I don't even know what that was.
It's just a bunch of girls running around.
Yeah.
In like big.
And no disrespect, they shouldn't be any better.
No, that's what it should look like.
But it's exactly what it should look like.
That's precisely what it should look like.
It's really hot. I got sunburned.
Really? Was it that hot on Sunday?
On Sunday, if you sat in a field with no trees and no clouds, it was
got it.
It was toasty.
All right. That's always fun watching like mite soccer ish. Right? I mean, I don't know what they call it, mites. What do they call it? What do they call that?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah, me neither. All right, listen.
I don't know.
All right. But, so the missus took Orly. The missus took Otto.
Correct.
Oh, God, both of you.
Correct, Amundo.
Too many O's.
O for Otto and Orly.
Tomatoes.
And what?
Too many O's.
Too many. I thought you said tomatoes.
Too many.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. No, that's good. All right, good. Listen.
Yeah.
My
How about
weekend
you?
was similar to your mixed comment. Similar. Saturday we lost to a team we had no business losing to.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Were you in the game? Or you were just you know you're a better team and you didn't perform.
We were like you know those games where you start watching and you're like, wow, nobody's playing. You know those games? Like
Yeah.
like nobody wanted to play. It was crazy.
Interesting.
And it was just the passing was everything was just clunky and like disjointed. You know when you see it just doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Like the passes are not connecting. They're throwing the puck behind somebody or in front of somebody, or like they go to pass and they whiff on it. Like
No one caught like a rhythm or a stride or no flow to the game.
Nobody.
Yeah.
It was
playing knock hockey.
Yeah, dude, there was so much slapping of the hockey puck.
Yeah.
It was so not fun to watch as a spectator. You know? It was shocking. It was crazy. And our good players did decide to be sleepwalking that day. It didn't go well.
You hadn't seen this team before, correct?
No, actually. So it's funny. We drove up to Stamford to a place called Wings Arena.
Yeah, it's new, right?
So
I've never heard of it.
I pull up to it and I'm like, Nancy, how have we not heard of this place?
Right.
Like we've heard of every place.
It opened last week.
It opened last week.
That's crazy.
Which is, I don't know who put it together, but the Wings play there.
I mean,
That's the team.
who are the Wings?
I don't know, but
You played them,
we did.
but it's like a new club.
I'm assuming it's brand new. I'm pretty sure they're part of the old, like Hartford Whalers.
Okay.
Like it's a lot of kids from that area, the Sono-ish area.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
So beautiful rink, like spectacular rink.
How many sheets?
Just one.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's beautiful.
That's awesome.
Like, and it's in like an industrial area. Like you have no idea where you're going when you're pulling up to it.
Okay.
But it's beautiful. Like really nice.
And you guys did not pull out the W.
No, we lost 4-3, I think.
Oof.
Yeah, we were down.
Did it go to
4-1?
tied at the end of it? No. Is there overtime? I'm so embarrassed to say this. Is there overtime?
I'm pretty sure there is.
There is, right?
Yeah, I think there is. I think we haven't been to one, so I don't know. But I think there is. I'm pretty sure there is overtime.
Yeah, I think Otto said that, but I wasn't.
I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah. Okay. So this was.
We had no business losing.
This was a regulation loss.
This was a regulation loss. We were down like 4-1.
All right, so you clawed back a little bit.
Yeah, but it was not good.
You know,
It was ugly.
I asked if you had played them before because on Saturday when we lost, we had played that team in the showcase, and we beat them pretty handily.
And then you
I
lost
was
to
telling
them.
Otto in the car, I said, dude, like you've lost to teams that are like mediocre at best.
Have no business losing to.
And like
It happens all the time.
it happened
In youth
in
sports.
the final in the THF
I
finals
know.
last year. Otto's team blew it.
Yeah.
Against it, like we were. I mean,
It's
my
crazy.
hockey rankings. I don't even know if they were in the top between 50 and 100. Probably, if I had to guess, they were not. And we were 19th in the country, and
You
we
guys
lost.
What score?
Honestly, I don't even remember. Like 2-2.
Isn't it crazy when you lose to teams like that? It's wild. I mean, it's like two totally different games.
It's unbelievable.
We had a game years ago. We were up in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire area, right? I can't remember where we were. I could picture the rink and the parking lot, but I don't know where it is. I want to say Rhode Island. And we played the Boston Junior Terriers.
Okay.
Okay, the Boston Terriers in the morning. Okay, and we played them as like the last game of like your group.
Okay.
To see like who's to see like who's getting the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right, and we played them in the morning. Call it like I don't know, 10:30, quarter to 11, and we beat them 4-1.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we found out that we had to play them like at like 5 o'clock that afternoon.
Yeah.
For the first round of the playoffs,
got
and we
smoked.
lost them 4-0.
Yeah.
Same team,
Same team.
both like, and two totally different outcomes.
Yeah.
Like the kids played in the first game, didn't want to play in the second game.
I found that
It's unbelievable. It happens all the time, too.
It happens
in
all the
hockey.
time.
Yeah. I'm sure
If you win
our,
the first
our people
one-
listening know exactly
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
No, 100%.
It's awful. It's awful.
Yeah, it's annoying,
It's awful.
especially if you're the better team.
Exactly. It's awful.
No doubt.
Like the puck just does not go in the net, and I don't know if it's like it's funny. I think kids, like I remember. So the guy who's our hockey director now.
Yeah.
So he was coaching one of our games. the same weekend we had the pro shop incident.
Oh yeah.
Coming through the ceiling. That same weekend, same general idea. We played a team that we played the second game of the first day. We beat them like 7-6, but we were beating them like 7-2, and they came back, and we held them up for like a 7-6. Then we played them the next day.
Yeah.
And I remember, our hockey director said, because he was the head coach of that team at the time, our spring team, and he said, "I'm worried because it's hard to beat the same team twice."
Yes.
And we came out and lost like 6-1.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Oh, that's so annoying, man.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was what? That was on Saturday. You were in Connecticut.
That
and then
was on
Sunday.
Saturday.
You came back with a W.
We did. We beat a team that we beat in the showcase.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Similar outcome, or was it a better game?
Very similar. I think it was the exact same score, like 7-2.
Oh, so you also had a drumming on the second.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
good.
It was man, that team gets chippy.
Oh, that was the team where there was the boarding calls when you were at the showcase. Didn't you? I think you had a few boarding calls you mentioned.
I'm trying to think it's funny because the team that we played Sunday, when we played them in the showcase, they had a player not playing because he
for body. Throwing a punch. Throwing the punch. That's what it was. Right.
He didn't play against us because he was fighting.
And so he played against you this time.
He played against us this time. Yeah.
And did he throw any punches?
One of our kids threw punches with somebody in the last like 3-4 seconds of the game, and they both got like fighting like minors. Or roughing minors.
But no suspension.
No suspensions. No. I don't think so. At least I'm pretty sure there are no suspensions. Yeah. But yeah. So when we play this team, it's going to get chippy again. Like I think we have to play them a couple more times.
You got to bring the body.
Yeah. It's funny. On Saturday we were not physical at all. I mean, at all.
Was the other team? Or was it or just a non-physical game?
No, they were.
They were.
They were more physical than us, but we were not physical at all. Like nobody wanted to touch anybody. Saturday was crazy.
So
our kids just
interesting.
Our whole team did not show up. Now, I will say this. It was like a 5:00 game. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about any of you guys, but Dominic's teams never play well in like the evening games.
I think it's harder for young kids to bring it at the end of the day.
I think they're spent.
They're spent.
I think they've used all of their mental capacity for the day. And I think that they are just like toast.
I do think it's a little different at tournaments.
Tournaments sometimes are different because I think the energy is a little different.
Right. And like you kind of know that you have you're
going to have an evening-ish game.
Right.
Or like a 4 o'clock.
The mindset's a little different.
Right. But for some reason, those games where the kids have to do stuff all day long
and then show up to a game.
Play,
right.
It never goes well for us.
Yeah.
I mean, ever since Dominic was a mite, those games never go well for us.
Right.
So maybe that had... Although I will say this, now that we're bantams, we have a lot of evening games. Like Dom's leaving for practice right now, like as we speak, like we're looking outside and literally his teammates picking him up. And like I think we have like an 8 o'clock practice, 8 to 9.
It's getting late.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah.
I mean he comes home, he like crams his homework and he goes to bed.
Wait, he sleeps before he goes to practice? Is that what you said?
No, he crams.
When he gets home from...
Yeah, he'll do
he hasn't done his homework yet?
He, for the most part, does. Maybe he had like a couple problems like the math to do or something like that. But like, there's not a lot of time. That's for sure.
When he gets back, there is not.
That's what I mean. There's not a lot of time.
No.
So, but yeah, so so we're playing evenings a lot now.
It's an adjustment.
I'm curious what that's going to look like moving forward. You know, because all of our games, not all, but a lot of our games are in the evening.
You also got to think about what they're eating too. And I'm not
no question about that.
And like staying hydrated, like
100%.
if they're not
just had this conversation.
Yeah, it's important. And with Otto,
it's enormous, is what it is.
With Otto, we have the same. I mean, it's to a lesser degree because we don't have as much stuff in the evening. But we have more and more conversations around food and drink.
Yep.
When I say drink, just like
hydrated. Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's becoming more and more important because if the practice is later, he's like tired, he has
sluggish.
A headache.
Yeah.
And like we went through this the other day, and it's like, did you bring? And so part of it also stems from he didn't bring his water bottle to school, and he didn't drink water as much as he would have during the day. And then he comes home and he has a headache, and then it's hard to get rid of the headache. And now he's tired, and now he's like laying down, and he doesn't want to get up to go to practice. Like it all kind of snowballs.
It does.
And it
100%.
It doesn't happen.
They're their own worst enemies.
No, right.
Because they cause it.
Yes.
For the most part, right?
Look, it's a learning process. So, and we should talk about
I call it being unprepared.
Well, yes, but you have to learn how to be prepared. You have to learn how to do these things. It's like one thing if what you're doing, but
true.
Learning onto itself is something that you need to, in many ways, learn to do.
You're right.
Personal organization is not something you're necessarily born with.
No, you're right.
So all of these things are going to take reps. They're going to take constant reminding. And because they're simple, but not easy sometimes.
Yes.
And as a parent, you want to pull your hair out of your head. And I think you a couple of weeks ago or whenever it was, you were talking about even brushing their teeth.
Oh my God.
We have the same thing in our house, and it's like,
it's a struggle.
It's a struggle.
Everything's a struggle.
Struggle is real.
Oh, that's awful.
But these kids need to learn how to do these things.
Sure they do.
And they're things that they don't necessarily want to do.
No,
and so they need to be encouraged. They need to be reminded. They're going to lie about what they did or did not do.
Yes, they do.
Constantly.
Yes, they do.
And so it's one of those things where, I mean, we all have different breaking points and different bandwidths throughout the course of the day. But I'll tell you, sometimes there's some things where I was like, I don't want to die on certain hills because at the end of the day, and we actually had practice the other day, and this is maybe not one parents get too bent out of shape about, but like skate tying. It's like, if he wants me to tie his skates right now, I'll do it. Right. I know I'm not going to tie skates for the rest of his life. And so
it should be coming to a close soon.
It will.
Yeah.
So, but that's not something that if I'm not,
I get it.
I'm not going to battle him to practice tying his skates at home if he doesn't want to, because there's more important things to get into an argument about.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So fine, I'll fucking tie your skates, and then one day you're not going to need me to do it. But
one day he's not going to want you anywhere near the locker room,
which is fine, and that'll be a great day.
Yeah, I'm with you
in some ways. But stuff like schoolwork or like nutrition, these are things that we need to continue to teach them because they do require repetition, and it's not something they're going to be, I don't know, necessarily doing themselves.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because Dominic and I had a conversation about being prepared, and I think we touched on that in the last podcast or 2 podcasts ago. I forgot which one it was. I always try to tell Dominic to make sure that he's prepared.
Yeah.
And especially for hockey games, warm up your hands, warm up your turns, because Saturday was rough.
Him on the ice.
Rough. Super duper rough.
So why don't we...
Which brings us to our topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it.
What did you call our topic? You had a better name for our topic than I did. What did you say?
Adjusting to change.
Adjusting to change.
Adjusting
right.
to change.
The way you said it was better. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Go ahead.
No. I was just going to say, adjusting to change, I think is
difficult.
It is difficult. I guess there's some kids that are better at it than others, but like you said earlier, off the air when we were talking about it, I think everybody probably feels it in some capacity.
Absolutely.
Right?
And it's not specific to children either. I mean,
true.
how many adults say, do you hear adults say, I'm a creature of habit? I mean,
a lot.
Adults use
Most
that as
people
an
don't want to
excuse.
step out of their comfort zone.
No.
Yeah.
But that's where the learning is. That's where the growing is.
100%.
And that's true for kids. It's true for adults.
100%.
And it can be really uncomfortable. sometimes
Yes.
it's not a have to, it's a want to. And like you're choosing to put yourself in a situation or not.
Which is good. I like that. I like choosing to put yourself in an uncomfortable situation.
But there's sometimes where
Most
it's
people don't
forced
wanna
upon
do that.
you.
That's true.
And like you also have to like figure your
gotta
way
do
through it.
Yeah.
Right. So
Which is, which aids growth, right? I mean, you grow from that, from putting yourself in an uncomfortable position, whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
But so we had a lot of that going on. I would say over the last like week and a half ish.
Adjusting to change.
Yes, but it came out like like a bomb went off on Saturday.
Well, before you dive into that, just to
Yes.
take a step back, I think, the motivation for talking about this today is that I think most of our listeners out there, especially if you got like kids who are like on the new team or maybe in the new grade,
Yes.
potentially a new school, there's a lot of firsts kind of happening with respect to like the new team, the new school, whatever.
Sure.
There's a lot of change, and oftentimes that manifests itself as stress.
Correct.
And there's discomfort. And so,
Lots of it.
when we first picked up the hockey season picked up again,
Yeah.
it's exciting. It's like, but like that
initial excitement wears off,
that
and then everybody kind of settles back.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you've learned a little bit more about your teammates. You've learned a little bit more about the families. You've learned a little bit more about the kids in the school. You've learned a little bit more about how hard or not hard the school year is going to be.
And that's where the anxiety starts to
and
set
now
in
you're
for a
like,
bunch of kids.
shit, this is my life for
Yeah.
the next like
And
however many
and
months.
you can't get out of it.
No.
Yeah. And when you look and you know that you're just starting a school year, the road is long. Like June is
right.
not close.
Not close.
Right? Like summer just ended. Like you're going to be there for a while.
So most of our children right now are living with some level of discomfort.
Yeah, anxiety. Right.
Anxiety. Let's
The
call
discomfort
it
probably manifests
discomfort,
into anxiety and stress. Yeah.
And so I think we've both had situations, and you can, let you go, share about like all the things that kind of led up to this past Saturday. But I think, at least for today in this conversation, it's really about, recognizing the fact that, we are parenting younger kids who don't necessarily have the skills and the experiences.
They don't have the tools to navigate.
Right. And so
a lot of this stuff.
When they give us pushback on things that maybe they didn't like last year, or maybe it feels like a step back, quite honestly, it just might have everything to do with stuff they're dealing with at school or whatever it might be. And this stress is something that they need to adapt to and they have to work through. So anyway, go for it. Yeah.
So for those of you that don't know, so Dominic's in a new school, right? So Dominic started a new school for 8th grade, right? So all new kids, all new teachers, all new building, like, literally from the ground up.
Yep.
Right. So like you said, the first week, everything was kind of like nice and shiny and new.
New and exciting.
They really didn't get into a whole lot of academics.
Right.
You know what I
Same
mean?
with Otto,
yeah. Right. You know how it's all like formality type stuff. And hockey started, right? So, and most of us went, so everything was kind of new and exciting, like you said, right? The initial cloud had not worn off yet.
Right.
Right. So then when he settles down into week 2 and the academics start to kind of show themselves and the homework starts to come, and he had a ton of math homework, like a lot of math homework.
Specifically math compared to the other subjects.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. He had a lot of math. And so Dominic is in a school that's just 8th graders. Okay. There's 36 of them.
Right.
33 of them are second year 8th graders. So they should be freshmen in high school.
Right.
Okay. Dominic is one of 3 true 8th graders
In this school
in
program.
this school.
Right.
So the math that they're doing, these kids have seen.
Right. So it's coming easier to the
some of
large
them.
majority of them, most likely.
Right. So Dominic is. So a couple things threw him for I don't say like a panic, but like a loop. He's nervous about his math class.
Okay.
Right. He made that known to Nancy that he's I think he has a test tomorrow or Thursday. Like he's nervous about it.
Right.
So that made him uncomfortable.
Sure.
Right. The first day of school, they started doing presentations. He's been there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's done like 5 presentations where he has to stand up in front of the class and speak.
get thrown into the fire.
100%, which I love. Don't get me wrong. I think it's phenomenal. They're making him uncomfortable and he has to kind of figure it out and work through it. But what happened last week is between the math and the presentations and knowing that they're coming fast. And once he's done with one, another one comes. Right. So it was pretty cool. I think they had to listen to We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel.
Really?
And pick somebody that they heard and do like a report on it in front of
Who do you pick?
Wow. JFK. I had to think about it for a second.
Really?
Yeah.
Who would you have picked?
Joe DiMaggio, probably.
I would have picked someone I have no idea about. Hemingway, Eichmann.
Strangers in a Strange
Eichmann.
Land.
I'll choose Eichmann. I don't know who Eichmann is. Fuck's Eichmann.
Yeah, I'm just singing the song in my head. But I thought that was a cool thing that the teacher gave him, or gave the class. Like,
that is cool.
They listened to the song. And
it's cool for us but it might not
it was
cool for him.
And he did well on it, but he doesn't like presenting in front of. Listen, most of us don't like public speaking, right?
Fair.
You're actually a good public speaker.
I'm down.
You're actually very good at speaking in front of a group.
I don't mind.
Yeah, no, I know you don't. So when you were in 8th grade, did you mind?
Oh yeah.
Of course, most of us probably did.
No.
Right?
I was put into situations that I had to do it, and then
it's uncomfortable.
And then, but like for whatever reason, I got used to it.
That's good.
And I don't mind it.
I had to speak at my mom's wedding when she married my stepfather, and that was uncomfortable.
I was
37.
So it's funny.
That was uncomfortable.
I feel like I did. I don't even think I'm being hard on myself, but my sister's wedding, I spoke after my brother. My brother's fucking good.
Did he crush it?
Yeah, he crushed it.
So you had to follow him? Isn't that the worst? You're like, how am I supposed to follow that?
No, that wasn't even it.
You're like, my little brother just hammered me.
Dude, if I really thought it was going to be a problem, I probably would have been like, dude, let me go first.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and then you follow me.
But I don't have a problem with it generally.
No, you're
but
good
then that night in particular,
you had a problem.
I was like,
really?
Hey.
Was it off the cuff or did you have something written?
No, I also decided to do it off the cuff, which is also a mistake.
Okay.
I had a
we
little bit of
talk about not being prepared. There you go.
Yes, but when I'm talking about my sister,
True, you should
whatever.
It. Yeah.
Yeah, but I that night I just didn't have it, and
so you choked.
I did. I choked.
Did you?
That wasn't good.
Does the videographer have it on video? He has to.
Maybe.
I'm sure he does.
Probably.
I'm sure your sister has.
Maybe I should watch it just to see if it was really that bad.
It probably wasn't as bad as you think. Just like when I watched Dom's games back.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as I think.
Yeah.
I bet you it's not as bad as you think.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
so Dominic had to do a bunch of presentations along with math that he's nervous about. He wants to get good grades, which is great, but so he's worried.
He's worried. He's worried about school.
So he's worried about school, new kids, and new social settings. He has to make friends again.
Yeah.
He was very comfortable in his old school because he knew everybody, he knew the teachers.
Of course.
So like anything else, right? So he had a lot on him.
But can I just ask a question about this? But in this school, all of these kids, for the most part, are coming together for the first time. Correct? They're repeating 8th grade out of public school.
Correct.
Or a different private school.
Or a different private school.
No,
but I will say
kids
this.
were not classmates last year.
A lot of them know each other.
They really? Oh,
I don't know how. I think like 5 of them are from the same town.
Oh.
So like a lot of them know each other.
So there are some cliques.
There's little groups that know each other.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So it's different. You need to navigate the social waters.
Right. So he's dealing with that. He's dealing with math.
Right.
Yeah.
And and what didn't help him actually was so they get you need to wear like school gear to school.
Okay.
Okay. So when you sign up for school, they give you like a hooded sweatshirt, a 3/4 zip, t-shirts with the school's name. Everything, your outer wear has to have the school's name on it.
Okay, it's like a uniform.
Exactly.
With some options.
Correct. Exactly. So the smallest size they have was when we filled out like what size he is.
Yeah.
I wrote small, not knowing that it was all adult sizes. So Dominic is in like a youth medium, maybe a youth large. So the smalls came in where he's like, Dad,
ginormous.
How the fuck am I supposed to wear this? And I'm like, so he feels like an asshole.
Because all
this shit is enormous on him.
Still. Can you get replacements?
So we got like, they made like adult extra smalls, Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. No. We ordered him mediums because we thought he was going to be a medium. but it was so it fits me, right. So they're adult mediums. So then we tried to get they gave them to us at orientation. They tried to have the adult extra smalls made. They were not made until like a couple days ago.
So, but he's getting new gear.
He has new gear, but he went like the first week and a half. They're like a dress on him, and he's like, "Dad, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?"
Yeah.
So he's like, "I look like a douchebag," So he's like, so he was all like,
he was already bent out of shape about that.
Correct. Yeah. So all of these things on top of each other did not help his psyche. Right. And then, like I was telling you, we had some crazy things happen in the family last week, where like my wife's uncle died and her aunt died from two different
sides,
same side, two different like
marriages.
Yeah, right. So, and they died like 4 days apart.
Jeez.
Yeah,
sorry about that.
Yeah, no, listen, we knew they were both on hospice, which is unfortunate. So we knew it was coming. We didn't tell the kids, but we knew it was coming. Maybe we should have told the kids in hindsight, right? I don't know. I don't know if it would have helped the situation. I don't know.
Interesting.
But then 9/11 was midweek.
Right.
And in Dominic's school, it's a pretty patriotic, school. So they actually most schools don't really do a whole lot about 9/11.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you know? Do they not?
From my experience with Dominic in public,
they didn't.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's the first time he ever really learned about 9/11.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Whoa.
Yeah, like really.
Okay.
Yeah. So they did like a whole big thing on. Matter of fact, last year they took the entire class to the Freedom
Memorial?
Tower.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
So they do that type of stuff, right? So they did a whole thing on 9/11 where they showed them like the videos of the day. Like they really relived the entire day.
Yeah.
And they spent a lot of time on it. So, Nancy's family members passing away and, the whole 9/11 thing, and then the thing that happened, we all know what happened last week with the assassination, in Utah. So, he said to Nancy, I don't know, call it like late last week. I think Nancy's aunt died on Friday, and that was kind of like the culmination of the week.
Yeah.
School and hockey and and all this stuff, and everybody passing away. 9/11, and he looks at Nancy and he goes, "Why is everybody dying?"
Mm.
And Nancy's like, "Oh shit!" Like
right.
And then you could tell that he was during the week. Just by talking, when I picked him up from school, when he was outside shooting pucks, and I would go out and just kind of like talk to him, you could tell that he was agitated.
Right.
The entire week, dude.
And he's going through puberty.
Yes, he is.
Right.
Also, I totally forgot about that. You're exactly right. So that's a whole other thing that's thrown into this, right?
No doubt.
Yeah. So so he was agitated all week, like super agitated. Like, you could see he was snippy. So that all kind of culminated at the end of the week, and then we had a game Saturday, and
wheels fell off.
No bueno.
No bueno.
Like, when I say out of sorts, out of sorts doesn't even remotely describe how he was. Like, was falling down on turns. Like, I think I was telling you, at one time I actually went to Nancy and I'm like, do I need to go get his other set of blades out of the bag and bring them to the bench?
So right.
And I was thinking about doing it, and then I looked at Nancy and I'm like, you know what? I'm like, he's not motioning to me, like pointing at his skates. Like he would have told me if it was an issue. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I'm not going to do it because I don't think it's a problem. So he was out of whack. Scott doesn't even begin to describe how he was. But it shows you, we're talking about, change and stress.
Yep.
Right? And anxiety with these kids. He did not, he was so out of sorts.
Like the mind is a super powerful thing.
Absolutely. And especially in these kids who don't know how to control that stuff. Most adults don't know how to control that stuff.
Right.
Let alone 13-year-olds.
Right.
Right?
I think, as you're talking about that, the things that you mentioned are all, I don't want to say obvious, but maybe maybe I do want to say obvious. Like those were like very significant events for this country, for your family.
Sure.
And then for Dominic himself, right? as I'm thinking about how my kids have like had their moments of their like their ups, and we're talking about downs.
Yeah.
But I guess in some ways it was good. You can kind of ID those things relatively easily, but I'm sure there's plenty of times where it's like much more subtle, and we might not be privy to the things that are going on between, with our kids and between their ears. And so I guess part of what I'm thinking about now is just like, as a parent, dealing with like our kids' anxiety, right? And stress, and
it's a real thing,
and
it cripples kids.
It is,
if not dealt with correctly.
It can.
Yeah.
It can. And so, I think that this conversation already has got me thinking like, okay, well, if Otto is like out of sorts about something, there might be something underneath that that's not obvious
that
to
you're
me,
not even paying attention
that
to.
I'm not even paying attention to, that he's not willing to share with me, or maybe he doesn't even know that it's what's causing issues. And so, and then
you got to cut your kid some slack sometimes.
You got to cut him some slack, especially it's about if you're noticing things
that are so abnormal
or just different than what is usual. Right?
That's what I mean. Like it's just so outside of the norm.
Right. And so like the other day,
Dominic he could barely stand up. Scott. He had no balance. He had no edges. Like everything looked slow. Like his brain looked like it was processing slow.
It was like delayed.
And I think what happens with, exactly. And I think what happens with kids is that once things start to go south, especially with a kid like mine, right? Because he has ADHD. So once things start to go south and are not going well, they just go like this.
Yeah.
And it's hard to pull yourself back out of that because my kid's super negative when that happens.
Well, I mean, if you don't feel good, if you don't necessarily have the ability to cope or process these things, I was it's
crazy.
I've mentioned her on the podcast before, but that Dr. Becky, yeah. So now after Orly had shared something with me and I listened to it, I'm listening to her more.
Now you're into Dr. Becky?
I'm into Dr. Becky. Shout out Dr. Becky. And
I wouldn't say that too loud.
Why?
We'll have to revoke your man card.
What?
Your man card.
Why would you revoke it?
Why would I not revoke it?
Listen, Dr. Becky, I'm with you.
There you go. I'm with you. I'm with the government.
Okay, so no.
Is that Raymond?
Okay, so
yeah, Dr. Becky. Sorry.
So no, but she made a really like interesting thing. So we're talking about kids that are going through stress, and I think this is something that like my kids have gone through already this year.
Yeah.
But like she kind of there's video, and you can imagine this, right? You're holding out both fists in front of yourself, right? And there's a gap between them, and so one fist is going to be not knowing, and the other fist is knowing.
Okay.
And between those two fists, that's the space where learning happens. And she made a point to say that learning a lot of times for children, we're talking about school and things that, that are very new and difficult for them often. And it's not something where it's like, oh, yay, happy learning. Like, it's not that.
No.
And it's also not like, oh yeah, this isn't so bad.
No.
Like, it's not that either. It's like,
it's in between.
She's like, this is
it's right there.
It's frustrating.
No, she's right.
No, and she was like that. It's frustrating. And so then what comes up is like, you have this negative self-talk, right? And this negative self-talk, like I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. This sucks.
I know, it's
and then like all of a sudden you got a kid that's bent out of shape because they're in the process of learning something.
Yeah.
And then it's like, they lose it.
Yeah.
And so
they shut down.
And adults do it too.
Yeah.
And so what I thought was really great about this, and as I think about it, is that, yeah, man, like learning can be really hard. And our kids who are in these new environments, like learning to deal with like new, like presenting, learning to do new math, learning to be in a new school, learning new social norms, new hockey team. Like it
was a lot.
There's all this fucking learning going on.
All this
like,
outside stuff.
Your kids learning about like and thinking about death and mortality.
Yeah.
And like, so these are all things that are pretty new.
Sure.
Right? I mean, so I have to think about like, okay, we need to help our kids learn in some ways how to learn.
Yeah, how to cope and how to kind of navigate the waters, right?
Things, right. And look, I'm no child psychologist, that's for sure. That's why I turned to Dr. Becky. Shout out Dr.
Becky.
Anyway, but
are we gonna have Dr. Becky on?
Oh, that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. We've mentioned her a
She's
couple
kind of
times
a big
now.
deal.
Is she now?
I think so.
I don't know if you know this, but kind of
A
big deal. I have many leather-bound books that smell like rich mahogany. I'm sorry. Can we start over? I want to be on you. I'm going to throw this out there. If you don't like it, you just throw it back. I want to be on you.
Anyway,
Sorry.
but think about it, right? Like I was like talking to Otto the other day, and like he also is like got new math, and math was a harder, and he's doing like 7 to like the exponents, like powers of whatever, and all this stuff. And he's doing French for like the first time, and like these are all things. And so part of it is just like the process, right? And like talking to him about the process. I don't want to say I don't care about the outcome, but more importantly, like he's coming home with his Chromebook, and like he needs to develop the habits of like opening the Chromebook, looking at his like each class every day,
the routine,
making sure that he's seen all the notifications, like just being on top of your shit.
Yes,
right?
And that takes a lot of mental capacity for these kids.
It does, and you haven't
their
even
brains get tired.
That is a learning process.
No question.
You haven't even started learning the actual subject.
You're just learning the part to get up to the learning.
Exactly.
Yes.
So.
And it takes a lot for these kids. It does.
No, it does. And so just getting to that point
is a lot.
But then when they are already resistant to that,
that's a whole other story.
Then there could be an argument potentially in the house, and then there could be threats, and then there could be like consequences.
Stuff doesn't end well,
and it doesn't end well, and you still haven't even gotten your work done yet. And now, then you have to recover from that and be like, okay, let's sit down and let's actually look at your homework. And I'm not saying this is what happened with Otto, but like it's like, well, I don't know how to do that. And then it's like, what the funny thing is like as a parent now, it's like I'm looking at like math.
And you have no idea how to do it either?
I don't want to say I have no idea, but like I need to refresh my memory on some of this stuff.
Thank God for YouTube. You can plug anything into YouTube or ChatGPT. Bro, I mean, I will say this. Learning, the ability for these kids, all of us really, but these kids, they're so far ahead of where we were as kids.
In what way?
Everything is at your fingertips. If you want to learn anything, you just go on ChatGPT or go on YouTube, and you can figure it out.
But wait, hold on.
Anything.
Yes.
PEMDAS, like the parentheses, like the PEMDAS is like parentheses.
The order of operation.
Right, correct.
We were just talking about that last night.
Because Dominic was just doing it, so we YouTube PEMDAS, right?
Yeah.
Because I haven't done that shit in
exponent,
a gazillion. Yeah, I've done this shit in a gazillion years, right? So, and Dominic had 3 pages of it, so we're like, holy shit! Like, I guess here we go. Like,
yeah.
Well, listen, we wanted
PEMDAS, that shit.
We wanted rigorous academics, and we're fucking getting it. Good and hard. We're definitely getting what we asked for. But it's a lot on him. And I have to tell you, you were mentioning about about the procedures, just kind of getting up to doing your homework.
Yes.
It takes a lot. And I got to tell you,
discipline.
I give Dominic a lot of credit because Dominic, the ADHD brain generally doesn't have long abilities for concentrating,
focus,
right? Focus and concentration.
Yeah.
So I give him credit because I'm pretty sure that he holds it together all day, and when he comes home, he just unleashes like a fucking banshee. That happens to a lot of kids. Yeah, he not that he explodes, but he unwinds when he gets home. Let's put it that way.
No, dude,
he's holding it together in school.
A lot of kids.
Yeah,
that's a lot of kids. You're in front of like friends and girls and teachers and whatever, and
coaches,
and then you come home and you're like, fuck, that was hard. But they don't say fuck, that was
hard. They're
like
mentally spent.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's funny when we were so then this is what happens sometimes in our house is that after school is when he wants to. You just got done with the day of school. It's like I want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
And like I get that, but now it's like, but you got homework. So when you doing that, because you also have practice.
Yeah, I know.
And you also have to get up early tomorrow morning. So it's
a lot.
Do you, child, have the ability to play with your friends, leave your friends when you need to without putting up a fight,
and go take care of
business,
business.
Home and be a willing participant in your homework?
Yeah.
And then
knowing you got to go to practice
eat
soon.
dinner. So it's
a lot.
On one hand,
it's a lot.
On one hand, I want the homework done.
Of course you do.
As soon as you're done with school, come home, do your homework, and then it's done.
That's kind of unrealistic. There's got to be some unwind time, right? For our kids.
Yes, but
has to be. It's just, but there's not enough hours in the fucking day.
It's a lot, man.
Yeah. Listen, I will say this with the later practice for Dominic, there's more time to do that. It is helpful. I'm not going to lie to you. It is helpful. There's just no time on the back end. When you get home from practice, there's zero time.
But at least you have time to do the unwind, to do the homework.
Yes.
Like right now in Otto's spot, I feel like you have either time for unwind or homework.
No question.
And then when you come home, it's eat dinner and then
relax a little bit, perhaps go to sleep. It's hard.
So it's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy. And so navigating all of this is like a challenge I think we're all going through. And
yes.
For me, my focus right now with my kids is, and Noah's younger, she's only in second grade,
right?
But just starting to develop good habits of making sure that you're on top of your shit. And it's about the process. And if you excel in the process of being of preparation, then it's likely you're setting yourself up for a greater chance of success with whatever it is, if the process is dialed in.
Correct.
Right? Would you agree with that?
100%. Preparation.
Right.
It's all about preparation. What's the saying? Failing to prepare.
Preparing
to fail is failing. What is it? No, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and I firmly believe that.
Yeah. Same.
So right now, and
in anything, right? Homework, speech, tests, school, hockey, sports.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's so because hockey brings so much joy and he's passionate about it. It's also the thing that will also motivate him. So it's then what do I mean by that? Meaning when it's time, it's hockey or iPad. Those are the two things that it's
that he likes.
That's going to get him in the quote unquote wallet. So what now you're going to we threaten things, consequences.
We all do.
You're not going to go to that clinic tomorrow.
The skating clinic, the hockey clinic,
for example. Yeah,
you're not going to your private lesson.
No, dude. If you're not doing this, then why are we going to reward you with that?
Yeah, I know.
And we're having a conversation in our house. It's
so bad.
There's time for both, and I'm not convinced that taking away one of those two things is actually going to solve for the challenges that he's having with learning to prepare. And so, as much as I want to or think the right thing is to give a consequence, I deep down think it's about helping him get better at what he's struggling with, and that which has nothing to do with these other things. Now,
but you would think it would fix the other things, or it would at least make them a little easier. No.
Which part?
If you're talking about dialing in the preparation part.
So what I'm saying is
which you would think would make the final outcome better. No.
But it will. But what I'm saying is giving him a consequence, no iPad for the rest of the week if you don't do this.
And what's this? Your homework?
Yeah, let's just say it, for example. And then he's like, you know what? Fine, no iPad.
Right.
And now, it's going to be another fight later in the week. Yeah. It's not helping the problem right now. The kid just needs to get better. And again, I don't even necessarily know how to. I'm not certainly saying I don't know how to do this.
Parenting is not an easy thing.
No, it's not easy.
No.
But I think to kind of bring this full circle, and then I'll shut up a little bit. But I'm focusing. I want to focus more on helping him with the things that he's struggling with, as opposed to punishing him for the things he's not doing.
I understand.
And they're very different.
Yeah, I get it.
But I often reach for the consequence.
So have you ever had have you ever noticed Otto stressed out like I noticed Dominic in his this past weekend? And I will say this. Saturday was a total disaster. Everything was just nothing looked right. Everything he was so off. Whatever was eating away at him, it was probably a little bit of everything, right? School, anxiety from people passing away, 9/11, what happened in Utah.
Yeah.
There was a lot that happened last week.
It was a heavy week.
It was a heavy week for him. He was getting hammered from every direction, right? With people passing away and 9/11 and learning about it and seeing the videos. I mean, you saw people jomping from, they played the videos, the legit videos from that day. So listen, I'm glad they taught about it because I think kids should know about it, right? But I'm pretty sure he's never seen those before, right? So it all kind of manifested itself in him being really like snippy during the week, and it was everything just piled on top of him, you know, and it affected him, Scott. He had a rough weekend hockey wise.
Yeah,
like Saturday was a total disaster. Sunday was a disaster. Only the disaster was not as bad as Saturday. You know?
Yeah.
It looked a little bit better on Sunday, and he knew too. He came out. He was a mess in the.
Well, how did you handle all this stuff? Honestly,
he came out.
Did you rip into him?
No, he came out. No? He came out into the lobby.
This is on Saturday.
On Saturday, I hugged him
after a shitty game.
Hugged him. I kissed him on the head, and I like kind of like I'm like, you know, bud, I'm like, all good. Tomorrow's another day.
Good.
You know, and I'm talking to Nancy while I'm watching him, and I'm watching how like uncoordinated he looks, and it's crazy because then I looked up like the effects of stress and anxiety, and it says right here, anxiety and stress can tighten muscles, throw off coordination, and slow reaction times. I was like,
oh, check,
Jesus
check,
fucking
and
Christ.
check.
Oh my God. Like it was, and you run down the list. His effort level was brutal. And you run down the list here, you know, and it says, you know, constant worry can zap motivation, making practice games feel overwhelming. Like he wasn't like trying, you know, it was just, he was shot.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because then it says that, you know, the lack of motivation, lack of effort could lead to injury. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Especially when they're hitting. Think about it. Because I said to Nancy, I go, he's so out of sorts right now. I go, he wouldn't even see somebody coming. Thank God he didn't get clocked.
Right.
Because he was like, I always tell Dominic that if you're going 60% and other people out there are going 100, like you can get hurt.
But did you tell him that 60% of the time it works?
It works every time. 60% time it works every time. That doesn't make any sense.
No, if he's going 60%,
it's got real bits of Panther in it. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway. So it's real. I mean, I haven't seen him like this since he was on the Rockets.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. It feels like we're taking like 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards.
Okay.
So I'm curious. So now we're Nancy and I are dealing with this in a totally different way
than you did when it happened with the Rockets.
Correct.
And it concisely, what does that look like? Like
we're doing a lot of telling him like, hey, listen, it's only one game. Like tomorrow's a new day. Like this is not, it's uncharacteristic of you. You know, like. You know, we're being very positive.
Like positive reinforcement.
Super positive, like super duper positive.
Right.
There's you can't pile on these kids when they're like this because they're already in the fucking tubes.
They're already in the tubes, right?
All you're doing is pushing them farther down.
Right.
That's all you're doing. You're literally not doing anything. You're making the situation 10 times worse.
Right.
So we're doing the exact opposite we did when we were with the Rockets because we were fucking stupid there, right? And we didn't know any better. You know, but we're doing a lot of like deep breathing, visualization. Like we're doing the exact opposite of what we did like 3-4 years ago.
Right. Like you stopped continuing to hammer him over the head.
Can't do it.
Yeah. And
making sure it's fun, you know, and like really emphasizing fun and learning and getting better. And even though this was shit, I said to him when he was in the shower, he was a mess when he came home. He wouldn't even talk to anybody. He was so irritated. He didn't want to eat dinner. He literally went up and read a fucking book and went to bed. But he was in the shower. I went in there and I'm like, dude, what are you worried about?
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, Tom, I'm like, you're healthy. You're not dying. You're not sick. You know, like, you got to be thankful for what you have.
Grateful for what you have.
Right? Like you're
absolutely.
mad at a hockey game.
Right.
Okay. You can't change what just happened.
Right.
You're not going to be able to go back in time and change it. So you know what? You forget it and you move on.
Right.
It's like the NFL. Right? You go into the locker room, you watch film, you go over it. If you lost, you see what you did poorly, what you did well. You hopefully do the things you did well, even better next time. You try to correct things you did wrong, and you move on. Because you can't change the outcome.
Right.
It's done. Right? So now the only thing you can do is move forward. There's no sense in dwelling on it. There's no sense in being bent out of shape because you literally have no control over it anymore.
You don't?
Right?
No.
None. So did that help him? I don't know. Maybe it helped him hearing it. He woke up in a better mood the next morning.
Yeah.
He was better on Sunday, not good, but better. You know, and it sounds fucking ridiculous. I know it sounds fucking retarded. I understand that. I'm like putting a disclaimer on it before I say it. This is going to sound fucking stupid. He did not play well on Sunday, and he still had 3 points, which is fucking dumb. I know it's dumb, but he did not look good. But it was better than Sunday.
It doesn't sound stupid.
Than Saturday, I mean.
It doesn't sound stupid because, look, he's got a lot of high end skill.
It was better.
And look,
not good,
for
but
him,
better.
just look.
Yeah.
But you're also you're saying it's stupid. But like if you compare him to himself, you know, as opposed to just comparing him to others, it's not stupid because you know he's a point guy. He's a skill player.
Sometimes.
No, and so in any event, in a game like that, if he was on, he probably would have had 5 points or 6 points or whatever the deal is.
He actually said that to me. He's like, Dad, because he knew that he didn't give any effort the entire weekend. He knew he didn't.
Right.
And he said to me like Sunday evening, he's like, Dad, he's like, can you imagine what I would have done if I actually, because I said to him, I go, Dominic, do you realize that you gave like very little effort? Because he said to me, Dad, I didn't give a lot of effort this weekend. I said, okay. I said, I get it. I said, Dom, I said, do you realize that you gave like very little effort and you still had 3 points today? I go, can you imagine what you would have done if you actually like tried hard?
Right.
Right. But again, his head was not in the right space.
Right.
I think it's getting better because Monday morning, like we woke up Monday morning, we were more chipper, coming home from school, happier, not really complaining about. So I picked on from school today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, how was your day?
Go?
He's like, great. Did a presentation today. Got to do one tomorrow. I'm like, dude, they're like fast and furious with these fucking presentations.
That's good.
They have them talking in front of their class like almost every day.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
But he's adapting to it, so
he's not as agitated as he was week 2.
Right. And I'm sure if there was like some chart that kind of like outlined the life cycle of, or like an adaptation cycle, something like that, like you get past the part where it sucks shit.
He's not so totally uncomfortable.
He's getting used to it.
He's still uncomfortable, but he's not super uncomfortable where he's like lashing out in the car when he gets in.
Right.
Right. So listen, you know, but so Nancy and I are we're dealing with it differently. We're doing a lot of breathing. We're doing a lot of positive self-talk. We're doing a lot of like keeping things in perspective. Like it's only one game. It's only one weekend. It's not like your whole hockey life. You know, like you know. Also trying to remind him that hockey's not like his identity. Like you know, it's bigger than you're bigger than hockey, right? You know, like things like our family, you know, are bigger than that. Nancy and I are working on being calm around him.
That is huge.
So he's not, you know, because obviously your kids see how you react toward things.
Yeah.
So I may react differently when I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
When I talk to him, it's
different.
Totally different. So
you're venting to me,
you,
right?
But and I vent to Nancy, but I'm not. I don't do that shit in front of him. And that's so. And listen, we're doing like magnesium. We're trying like some. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not like
for sleep. Or just generally for
magnesium is supposed to calm the brain.
I've taken it for sleep.
Yeah, listen, does it work? Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? I've looked into it more. I know there are some. Listen, I was reading something today, and the amount of children that are on antidepressants in this country is fucking bananas. By the way, have you looked into that?
I haven't looked at stats, but like
it's scary.
That's not surprising.
It's scary. I don't want to do that shit.
No, I don't want to do it either. But you know, and not that I'm in a position to do it. Although I will sometimes, like with.
I'm sure some people are on it. I'm sure it's working. I'm just trying not to do that if I can help it.
Look, I think with like that. The antidepressants, for children, I mean, I feel like there needs to be something.
There's a lot of kids that are on it, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. That was not a thing when we were kids. That was,
No, it was not.
And
but
that I feel like that just kind of speaks a little bit to also like how much pressure can be on kids. And I'm not saying that every kid that's under a lot of pressure needs antidepressants, nor am I saying that, I guess I'm just reflecting a little bit on, school and just seeing how a lot of the kids that are excelling in school that Otto might share with us, like they're getting tutors, and like we make the analogy to him, and he might say something like, "Oh, well, they're just like they're naturally smart."
Dude, listen to this number. I don't mean to cut you off, but listen to this. In the U.S., over 1.9 million adolescents aged 12 to 15 received antidepressant prescriptions between 2016 and 2021, representing 30.5% of this age group. Furthermore, data from 2021 shows that approximately 8% of children aged 5 through 17 took some sort of prescription meds for mental health care.
Where's that from?
Google. Is it real? Listen, how accurate is it? I'm not sure, but the numbers are...
That's a large number.
I know the numbers of adults that are on antidepressants is large in this country. Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to give Dominic any of that shit.
Yeah.
If I can avoid it. I've read about, and listen, I'm not saying for those of you who have your kids on it, it's working. God bless you guys. I hope it's working. My kid is not tall, so I'm trying not to like stunt his growth because Dom's ADHD, man.
Is that a fact?
Fucked with his growth. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. A lot. I've read, again, I am not an expert on this shit, but I've read about this stuff, and some of the side effects are loss of appetite, which leads to...
No, that's for sure.
Which leads to the nutrition part, right? Which kills your growth. Right? So Dominic used to be on ADHD meds when he was younger, okay? And Dominic, his growth was delayed because of that. I remember he would not eat. He would not eat on it. I remember we would give it to him for school so he could function and stay like semi, with it for school. Mm-hmm. And we wouldn't give it to him on the weekends because we wanted him to eat. Because I remember, like it crushed his appetite.
Yeah,
totally suppressed his appetite. So I'm trying not to go anywhere near that stuff because when he came off that stuff, he shot up.
It's wild.
So I'm trying to not go down that road. So I'm hoping that we can manage this, naturally. If we can.
If you can. Yeah.
But the shit is real, dude. Stress and anxiety in these kids are real.
Right. And so
I've seen it twice now, like really heavily twice.
Right.
Yeah. Not as bad as when we were at the Rockets. Like no body tics, no audible tics, none of that shit. But him starting a new school with Nancy's family members passing away, with 9/11, with all the shit that happened last week.
Yeah.
And all the new stuff in school, all new pressures, social,
came to a
academic. He fucking melted down this past weekend.
Wow.
I'm hoping next weekend is better.
Yeah, likewise. I think, and hopefully the school piece like that levels out and he gets
seems
used
to be.
I mean, look, maybe not all of it's going to level out. Maybe and I'm just making this up, but maybe the presentations, it sounds like he likes them, but that could be something that, he might be difficult for the whole year.
Yeah.
But the hope is that with time it's going to get less and less hard, and that's and that's true for anything, right? And what I was saying before was just about the pressure on kids, and if you compare yourself to others, which is never great, but if you compare yourself to others, and I can imagine Dominic might do the same thing.
I would think so,
because he's got kids in the school that are repeating 8th grade, so it's coming easier to them. Yeah. But like you look at them and you're like, oh, there's I'm not saying he says this, but like I could imagine a kid be like, oh, they're smart, I'm stupid. But because it's coming easy to them. Yes. Right? But they've already gone through it. They've already done it, right? So like he hasn't had that magical yet part, that we've talked about before.
He's I don't say he's behind the 8 ball, but he has to play a little catch up. Right? Because most of these 33 of the 36 are repeats.
Right. Right, but
it's an athletic school. That's why I just want to make that clear. I'll give some context. He's in like a school for like developing athletes. Yeah. So these kids are from all over, kind of like New Jersey, and they all play some sort of sport. They're
reclassing.
They're all
reclassing.
Correct.
Except for three.
Correct. Right. So Dom's going to do this year and next year there. He'll reclass next year.
Next year will be a breeze.
Next year he'll be good to go. He should be, right? I don't know how they're going to challenge him next year. I'm hoping they can academically.
But the same would be true because these
that's
kids,
different. Right, they came from a different spot.
School, so
he's doing it 2 years in a row. And there's a couple kids that have done it. Like a QB did it a couple years ago. So he should be fine. But that's why Dominic is a little behind the 8 ball, because he's one of 3 true 8th graders, right, when everybody else is really supposed to be a freshman in high school.
It's wild, man. Well, so listen, I think to kind of bring this full circle, I think, for all the parents out there that are maybe noticing things with their kids that are not typical or seem a little off on the ice, off the ice. I mean, just remember these kids are going through a lot, and the learning piece is a project onto itself. just like or should I say the preparation or learning how to prepare and learning how to learn. There's a lot of new stuff, and I think, maybe not hitting your kids over the head figuratively.
Maybe cutting them a little slack. You can still be hard on them.
I'm not saying don't be hard
on
them.
But you can, I think you can have try to see it from their point of view. And I think if you do, you may kind of look at the situation a little differently.
Yeah.
Because when I looked at everything Dominic was going through last week,
right.
during the game, I was talking to Nancy out in the lobby watching through the glass. And I was like, dude, it's crazy.
Well, so one thing that just came into my mind, yet another Dr. Becky thing. Mm-hmm. But when we
gotta have her on, by the way. Like you should reach out. You might as well.
Might as well.
I mean, shit, we're giving her like fucking free promotion. You might as well.
That's okay. Seriously. Well, listen, I'm not a child psychologist, and this is
episode brought to you by Dr. Becky.
So this is I'm turning to, that's my resource that's been resonating with me. But when dealing with your kid, right, about whatever it is, the idea of like when you're sitting across from the table, it's like me versus you, right? Like let's say if you're Otto or Noah and you're telling me, no, I'm not going to do your homework. It like that mindset, me versus you, is very different than like if you were to sit next to them and be like, I'm on your side right now.
Oh, totally different.
And we're going to get through this.
Yeah.
And I'm here for you.
That's
as opposed to being on this side, being like, dude, what's the matter with you? Funny, how come you don't know this? Why aren't you doing that? Dude, we talked about this 100 times.
Two totally different methods of delivery.
Totally different
Coming
methods.
From two totally different sides of the coin.
And you want to be on the one where you're on your kid's side.
100%. Yes. Dude, you said that very nicely. Which is what Nancy and I have been doing this whole weekend.
Yeah.
Because I want my kid to understand that I'm here to help him.
Right.
I'm not against him. I want to see my kid do so much better than I did.
Yeah.
In life and in sports and in business and in whatever he chooses to do.
Right.
And I tell him constantly. So if you speak that one way, that's not very
me versus them.
Yeah. The
as opposed to I'm on your side.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. It's
try to be on your kid's side.
Well said.
More often than not.
Very well said. If you take that tone with your kid as opposed to the adversarial one, things are so much easier.
Yeah. And it's not always going to work. It's like your kid is probably not going to say, 100%. Hey, listen, Dad, you're on my side. Great. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to do my homework and this is going to be sick.
100%. It's still going to be difficult, but if you come from the other side of that, you're literally coming at it from an adversarial right? There's nothing good that comes from that. You're automatically coming at it from a position of weakness.
Yeah.
You just are.
Yeah.
I was listening to something over the weekend, and it was a D1 coach, and he said something to the effect of like, and I'm going to butcher this, but he said something to the effect of, it was about kids that want to play D1 sports, right? And it was something like, the athlete can only be parent driven for so long. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like at some point it needs to be athlete driven.
No doubt.
Not parent driven. Because when the kid gets to school, a D1 school, and the parent is not there to drive the kid, right? Then the coach is saying, you have to do this. And kids, when you say you have to, even from a parent standpoint or a coaching standpoint, it doesn't come off well. Nobody likes to be told you have to do something.
Right. If
you want to do something, right? Like an athlete driven, I want to do this because I want to get better, right?
Yeah.
And he was making the point of when you're told you have to go do this, nobody wants to go do it. So they want the kids that are already willing to go do that themselves without being,
so they don't have to be told.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Listen, it's complicated. It's nuanced. It's a different flavor every day of the week. And, you just want to win more times than not, right? Because it's not going to be 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true.
All right. Well, let's wrap this guy up.
How long do we go for?
Nah, it doesn't matter. I don't know. What is that? Probably like an hour 10?
Oh, that's not bad.
No.
That's actually not bad at all.
No. We got to shout out our partners, dog.
Go ahead. After you.
Me?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how is hockey? Crazy 10.
Crazy 10.
I just want to say about Howie's Hockey.
They're fucking awesome.
No, yes. But if you go onto their social, if you look at their Instagram, shit's funny, man.
Dude, they have a great Instagram.
Funny.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's an awesome company.
Yeah.
And I love the logo. Again, other than Crazy Hockey Dads, it's the second best logo in youth hockey.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to knock your tooth out for the next picture so you can be as cool as Howie.
Seriously, man. I mean, is he not awesome? They don't sell him anymore, by the way.
Well,
I know. They sell the bobblehead, but they don't sell that anymore.
All right. So Howie's Hockey, Crazy 10, use it for a 10% discount.
Go get your gear.
Pro Stride, Elite Skating.
Angelo Sirs. We're going to have him on soon, by the way.
You confirm that?
We are going to have him on soon. Not next week. Next week, we are going to have the assistant hockey coach from Hobart College.
Let's go. Giddy up.
Next week, who's a very close friend of mine. He is a phenomenal dude from a phenomenal family. He played 4 years at Penn State. This dude is
the real deal.
Tremendous dude. And he will be on a D1 bench down the road. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's awesome. I cannot wait to meet him.
He is super legit. He
is
one of my favorite people in all of hockey.
Yeah. So everyone next week. Okay.
Tune in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, but just getting back to Angelo and Pro Stride Elite Skating, check them out online. See if you got any clinics coming up in your area. Thanksgiving clinics are already starting to be advertised. Although I don't know if he's doing it yet, but
I don't either. But go on his website.
And then Athletic Performance Insight. Again, if anyone out there has been thinking about video and analytics for their team but haven't dug into that just yet, check out Athletic Performance Insight. Fill out their
Are you guys using Eric's thing? I know you guys. I know you were talking about it to the coach recently, right? You guys gonna use Eric's thing?
We onboarded.
Oh, you did?
We onboarded.
Oh, nice.
And we've introduced it to the coaches.
Oh, nice.
And we are making, I don't know, not me, I'm not making the decision, but it was introduced to the parents. The parents seem into it. It's just a matter of like getting some of the costs covered for the tagging of the games.
Oh,
so
cool.
We're just like teasing that out.
Nice, man. Awesome.
But
it's great.
Yeah, no, fill out their contact form to request a demo. It's really great for analytics. It's really easy to just drill down and filter on different plays, zone exits, entries, shots, penalties, etc. So athleticperformanceinsight.com for more information, and mention Crazy Hockey Dads for a 10% off your season subscription.
$100 value.
That's it.
Yeah. And we're going to do our NHL picks like in a couple weeks ish.
Yeah.
Since the NHL season is kind of starting slowly.
I can't watch enough of this Ivan Demidov on Montreal.
Yes, I know. You saw the same. I know you saw the same video I did.
This guy.
I sent it to Dominic. I'm like, dude. I'm like, look at this dude's escape turns.
What?
He's gonna be, and they're all
Filthy.
young. That Montreal team, they're all young.
So it'll just be interesting to see how it stacks up when he's playing against proper professionals, but it looks good.
Didn't he play for like?
Good. He played in the KHL. He has some KHL time under his belt.
Didn't he play at like the end of the season last year?
He did. I'm
pretty sure he came in for like 10, 15, 20-ish games.
He got in for a little bit.
He was pretty legit, if I'm not mistaken. Like he wasn't
fucking legit. He's exciting to watch. I am so looking forward to watching that dude play.
That team has so much young talent
between him and Hudson
and Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki.
Jesus Christ. Slavlovsky.
Oh, that guy who was like a top 3 pick ish or something like that.
Like they've got some
top 4 pick.
Real talent there.
Was he 1 overall? That he might have been. No,
I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I know he was a very high pick.
We'll get our picks going.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, I think that's it.
All right, nice.
Listeners, please write in. I think today's topic, there's probably plenty of people that have similar stories or have stuff going on. Would love to hear about what's going on over in your neck of the woods. So please reach out. Love to chat. Love to talk. Love to listen, learn, all of that stuff.
How do you say this dude's first name? The Slavkovsky. I can't pronounce it. Juraj. Ooh. Whatever it was, he was 1 overall.
Oh,
1 overall in when is it? He was 1 overall in 22.
Okay.
Yeah, that dude's legit too.
He's also legit.
Yeah,
He's a big boy.
He is 6'3", 230.
It's a big boy.
Definitely not small.
No.
So are we going to do our NHL picks at some point?
Of course.
And I'll No, never mind. I was going to besmirch the Devils, but I'll wait for a couple weeks to do that.
Listen, chill
Maybe,
on that.
Maybe you should sign Luke Hughes. Just saying.
Chill on that.
Anyway, so go subscribe to our socials, download, share the show. We really appreciate everybody listening. We hope you guys had a good weekend.
Yes.
Hope you guys have a good week of practice.
Yes.
And hope you guys have a good upcoming weekend. I'll let you know how Dominic does when I see you guys next week.
We'll follow up next week.
Yeah.
All right,
guys.
dude. That's a
Enjoy.
wrap.
I'll talk to you, buddy.
Man.
See ya.
Peace.
Later.